Hey guys, it's Marcus from Learning with Marcus, and in this video I'm going to be recapping my language learning for November and also doing a quick language Q&A. So let's get right to it. First of all, in November, I was doing a lot of Japanese studies, and as I've been telling you guys over the past couple of months, my Japanese has really been improving, and I feel like I'm almost on a fluent level, which I'm really happy about because Japanese was a little bit difficult for me in the past, but now it's getting a lot easier and I'm really enjoying learning it. Also this month, I got a new French course that I'm going to be studying. Because if you remember a couple recaps ago, I talked about how I finished my French courses in one program. This new program that I just got is going into a little bit more detail in the French language, so it will help me get more fluent in that language. So I'm really excited to dig into what all of this program has to offer, and I've already learned so much. I'm really excited about this. Also, November has been an important month for reviewing for me. I've been reviewing a lot of my Arabic, Indonesian, and Hindi. With my Arabic, I've always had a little bit of difficulty with this language, but now as I'm reviewing more, it's getting a little bit easier. Also, with Indonesian, it's very easy and fun to speak, so I love reviewing this language. And Hindi is also fun to speak, so I love reviewing that too. Also in the month of November, I have been increasing my German studies. I just am trying to tackle the language head on and trying to learn as much as I can because German can be a little bit difficult, at least from my perspective, so I'm trying to just learn as much as I can and make it easier to study each time. Also, finally, I'm also trying to increase my Portuguese because I've been learning Portuguese for a while and I know it pretty well, but I want to continue to learn more and to become really fluent in that language. Okay, now it's time for the Q&A part of this video. Okay, so last week I posted a photo talking about the language Q&A, and some of you posted some comments, and I'm going to answer them now. Okay, Courtney asked, have you tried learning Korean? And yes, I have. Many times. It's a love-hate relationship with Korean. I start out loving the language and the writing system, and I'm all ready to learn it, and then as time progresses, I kind of just, forget about it or postpone learning it, and then I eventually stop. But I'm going to try to pick it up soon. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe this will be the time where I reach fluency in the language. I don't know, but it's always been a language that I've been fascinated by but could never stick with. Katie asked, my favorite way to learn a language. I love learning based on a computer program with a lot of audio input and a lot of visual input. I also like writing it down in a physical notebook and learning the characters and the alphabet of whatever language I'm learning because it's really important to be able to read in the target language, and I love hearing the language being spoken. Even if I can't speak a lot of it myself, I like hearing as much as possible. Zia asked, what is the best way to study for the meetings? And if you don't know this term in this context, we are Jehovah's Witnesses, and this lady is also a Jehovah's Witness. So at our meetings, we study the Bible and study Bible-based publications. And so we have many different languages for our meetings, and hundreds of languages. So that's the context of her question. So my suggestion for you is to learn the main points of each lesson and paragraph, and try not to learn every word because that can be a little overwhelming, especially when you're first starting out with the language, but just try to learn key points, and then as time progresses there will just be a few words you don't know, and then target those, and before you know it you're going to be learning and remembering a lot of words. That's how I did with my ASL, and in a year I've seen a lot of progress. So just keep at it like that and you'll improve in your language learning. Okay, thanks for that question. Someone else asked, should you concentrate on one language or learn several? I love this topic because a lot of people think that you should only learn one language. But personally, I think that it's a matter of opinion and a matter of how you personally can handle language learning. Some people, it only works for them to learn one language. because learning languages can be a little bit overwhelming, or maybe they don't have enough time to learn many languages. But other people can handle learning many languages, and it's actually easier. I heard a study once that learning 2 languages at the same time is easier than learning 1. Now, with me personally, I can't stay focused that much on one language, so I like to learn many different languages at the same time. And you might be the same. If you notice that your language learning is a bit easy, I would say add another language. If it's mild and it's a little bit difficult, but not too difficult, I would say maybe you pick up another language that's similar to the one you're already learning. Say, for instance, you're learning Spanish. Try to pick up Italian, French, or Portuguese, languages that are similar to this, that are Latin and Romantic. So maybe do that. And if you are really good at learning languages, pick however many languages you want to learn. If you want to learn 30 languages, go ahead. It doesn't matter what other people say that you should do. If you want to enjoy learning languages and you're just doing it because you love culture and communicating with people, it doesn't matter how many languages you're learning. Just do what you want to do when it comes to language learning. Okay, thank you for that question. I really love that topic. Karen asked, should you learn languages in school if you have the opportunity to? Now, I am homeschooled, so the languages that I've been learning in school are very personalized to my own needs. But I would think that you might want to avoid this, because even with me in school, sometimes when you are learning a language, say maybe French or Spanish in school, you are basically learning a lot of vocabulary just to get a good grade. And also in schools, it's generalized so much, and language learning is very specific to each person. Like I said, I like to have a lot of audio and visual input. Some people might be different with the way that they like to learn languages. So if you have a real interest in language and you want to really expand your language knowledge, I would try to do it on your own time. Now, if you have it available in school and your time off from school is a little limited, then maybe try it out and see if you're learning and make a decision based on that. I hope I answered your question. And finally, someone else asked tips and opinions on German and Russian. Okay, first my opinion. German is very fun to speak, but pronunciation can get a little difficult and frustrating. But German grammar is pretty easy. Now with Russian, it's really awesome. I like Russian. I like the alphabet, really, because it's kind of like the Latin alphabet, but with its own twist, with the Cyrillic alphabet. I also think that Russian is a bit difficult when it comes to grammar. So my tips for these 2 languages. With German, practice, practice, practice. Practice those really tough pronunciations. In German, there are some pronunciations that are specific to that language, so you're going to have a lot of audio input. No matter what your style is of learning languages, you have to have that audio input for German. With Russian, I would learn the Cyrillic alphabet before you really dive into studying the language. Also, with the grammar, it can get a little overwhelming, so just keep a cool head and don't be overwhelmed by the amount of grammar. Just take it a little bit at a time. And maybe you work on a little bit of grammar while you work on a lot of vocabulary. Just balance it out, and also just make sure that you're not getting overwhelmed with all of the grammar, structure, and everything like that. Okay, I hope I answered all of your questions, and if you have any more language-related questions, just leave them in a comment down below, and I'll either answer them at the end of an upcoming video, or make a whole new language Q&A video. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you want to keep up with my language learning off YouTube, go to my Instagram at Learning with Marcus, and my Twitter at language_addict. Okay, until next time, I'm Marcus from Learning with Marcus. See you guys in the next video.